Hi, Anita. So you are in Trivandrum, I'm in Bengaluru. Both of us have
Yes,
come into this room for Literature Across Frontiers video.
yes, Mamta. I'm under triple lockdown.
Yeah,
Uh,
everything is
but
locked down here. And two of us, let us start gossiping about Literature Across Frontiers, our trip to Wales, and so many exciting things, so wonderful things. It's nice to remember and get back.
of course, remembering is one thing we can do these days.
Yeah. And we are here to talk about this book. Can I see your book, Anita?
Yeah, of course, it's here.
So these are the two books that we have produced as poets in collaboration with Literature Across Frontiers, poets from Wales who came to India and we went to Welsh language premises.
This was in 2017. It has been 3 years since, no? Time
Already,
flies.
time just
It
flies.
already.
Yeah. And you know,
That was
this,
the 70th year of independence of India,
oh, yes,
2007.
this was as part of the 70th year of
Yes.
independence of India. And you
Yes.
know, Alexandra thought this and she invited us, and Literature Across Frontiers, along with other sponsors, made this happen.
There were 10 poet pairs who were working in
10
the
pairs.
project
Yeah,
with LA.
10 pairs, yeah. And
Mm.
many Indian languages collaborated with poets from Wales, from Welsh and English languages. And the poet who collaborated with me was basically an English speaking person. Um, her name was, her name is Nia Davis. Um, yes, let us talk more about the collaboration and the book.
And you remember my poet partner, Shan, she is poet and novelist, Shan Melanchel Duffy. You have met her, right?
Yeah, Sean, you know, like actually recently when I went in 2019, I went to her house, stayed with her, amazing family, you know, went to
It
Bala,
is.
and they fondly remembered you.
Ah,
Yes, Sean.
Bala.
Yeah, Sean also took me to this pub where your poem has been put up on the wall, Anita.
Do you
I
know
felt so
something?
nice seeing Malayalam and your name on the wall, you know. So, so happy.
How nice.
Yeah.
Small
And
world.
yeah, and let me tell you about this particular book and the cover. The cover says the title of the book is Interversions. There is no word called interversions in English. We cooked it up. In Kannada, it is called Antaravrittigalu. Avrittigalu is edition. Antaravrittigalu is inter mixed editions, kind of a thing. So, Interversions is the title of this book. And under the title of Interversions, we did 3 films. We also made a Facebook page. We did a lot of publicity for whatever performances or events we did both in India and Wales. So Interversions actually has a lot of work in Kannada and Welsh and in English, and it also documents the performance poetry part of our project. What about yours?
In fact, Shan and I knew each other from 2011. We met as part of a translation workshop, which was also organized by LAF in connection with Hay Festival in Trivandrum. So we drew, we loved enjoying, we loved translating each other's poems. And so we continued our relationship. We continued translating and, we were exploring ways of working together. So that later on we became part of this project also. The title of this book is A Different Water. In Malayalam, it's Mattoru Vellam.
Can I see the book, please? The entire book? Whoa,
Can you
Malayalam
see it
looks so
clearly?
good. With bring it to a
It looks
little
like
this side. Yeah.
flowing water.
Yes,
Does it?
it does like
Because
waves.
because see the theme, we were working around the theme. We were exploring the theme of independence. Shan and I were thinking of freedom of tongue, freedom of language. So basically, this book is about freedom of language and the work we did together in and separately, and the translations we did, and some interesting language and poetry exercises we did together as well.
Oh, nice. How nice. Actually, we also did a lot of like, one of our performances in One Shanti Road was like pronouncing some sounds which are very specific to Kannada and Welsh. And those sounds, we made it into images and put it up on the walls of One Shanti Road. So now to continue with whatever we are doing, I would want you to, you and me, both of us, to start remembering our times in Wales as individuals. Maybe you should begin and tell a little story, or just randomly start thinking about or remembering your time in Wales with Sean. After which I would like to speak.
Yeah, in fact, I have lots of memories. The 2 weeks I spent in Wales, Shan took me around to different places. I met different people. Of course, the Hay Festival was there. Then what what is there? I remember very fondly is my time is the time I spent with Shan, her family, and meeting her friends in the village of Bala. Bala is a word. It's beautiful. It's the Bala Lake, and it's very beautiful. And the meadows, the sheep, the oak trees. And Shan had asked me, "What do you want to do, Anita? What do you love to do most?" And I said, "Shan, just take me around. I need to walk." So she took me for long walks, the buttercups, the grass. An old railway line and the river, and she told me stories of the village.
Wow.
And one memory I would like to share is about the pub. You told me about the pub thing, no? We had a reading in the pub. So, and finally, the lady in charge of the pub came to us and said, "Could you write what you just read on the walls?" Because I was waiting for an artist to come and write something. I was not sure what to do. Now I know. And then I said, "See, nobody is going to read." Then she said, "Let's wait until when it's going to be read by someone who knows the language." You went there, and you know what? In 2 years' time, someone who knows Malayalam happened to be in that remote village. And he was so surprised to see a poem written in his mother tongue on the walls of a pub in the interior village of Bala in Wales. I was overwhelmed.
I know. It's so beautiful. And like when I went there, we attended a series of readings and events. The one which really, really touched me a lot was this reading at Canal Kami Ghost Jam at Aberfan. Aberfan, this was organized by Steve Hutchins and Lyndon Davies, two poets from Wales. So this particular place is where there was a huge disaster because of the coal mines, and 300 children died. And there are graves of the children. We visited this place and it was continuously raining like anything. And when we went there, it was completely a different mood. And I started performing for the children. And a lot of things. I started writing on the boards. There are school classrooms are still there. And the foundation is still there, and the premises still tells you a lot of stories, and you can start hearing these kids playing around, kind of, you feel that in the train. So I started writing in Kannada and started reciting rhymes for children and made poems. The poem that I had wrote for my son, I read it there. And it was something which was really, really beautiful. And I was staying in a place, in one lovely person's place. Her name is Tamara. Tamara had two little girls, beautiful girls. And she's a Spanish speaking and Nia's friend. And she was a lovely person. All these people whom we met. And Tom, for example, he's a poet in the universe, from the university. And he had organized a reading for us. And it was really, really kind of a unforgettable memories of people. And Eric Nigale Charles, who, after Wales, after meeting these people, we, as you know, you are also doing that, I'm also doing that. I'm bringing all of them back to Kavya Sanjay, which is a curated event that I run, and they have been reading their poems. It's a beautiful experience. This cultural exchange and this language, people, and you move beyond poetry in all these. Don't you think so?
Of course, and don't you, before that I did not know much about Welsh as a language. Of course,
Yeah,
I knew about the language, but I realized that it belonged to an entirely different family from that of English, and had
yeah,
no relation to English as such. And the sounds of the language were so good, and it was closer to a Dravidian language, I thought, than to English.
yeah.
And the political positioning of the language also, you felt a certain camaraderie with
Yeah,
it.
exactly. As South Indians, when we
Yes,
insist on our language with the North and the domination of Hindi and English,
exactly.
you immediately connect with Welsh politics around Welsh language and Welsh identity, Welsh
Yes.
speakers, and all that.
Hmm.
This was something which
And the way the language conducts itself through its people,
hmm,
it also has a lot of similarities with Dravidian languages like
yeah,
Malayalam, Kannada,
yeah, yeah,
Telugu, or Tamil.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So one felt at home. That's what I
Yeah,
wanted to say.
yeah, I know.
In
And
a village.
like and I just loved these Aberystwyth sea, the seagulls.
Ah.
And there is an ice cream parlor on the banks of that sea. I
Okay.
love, you get exotic ice creams from there, and it should be raining, it should be cold, and you have to buy an ice cream from there and eat.
Ah.
That is the experience, and it
Okay.
was so nice. And now I think we should give our audience a poem from each of us. And
Yeah.
I will read a short poem in Kannada, which is a part of this book and which has been creatively translated by Nia. And after which, maybe you can read one um, of your poems. So, this poem in Kannada is called Avakasha.
Okay.
ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಗುರುತು ಹೊತ್ತು ಹೊರಟು ಹೋದವರ ದಾರಿ ಕಾಯಬೇಕೆ? ಗ್ರೀಷ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಒಣಗಿದೆಲೆಗಳು ಉದುರಿ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕಸ ಮರದ ಕಾಲಬುಡಕ್ಕೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಅಂಟಿಕೊಂಡದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂಗಳದ ತುಂಬ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಸರ ಬರ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿವೆ. ಎತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಬೋಳು ಬೋಳಾಗಿ ನಿಂತರು, ಎತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಬೋಳು ಬೋಳಾಗಿ ನಿಂತರು, ಬೇಕಿದ್ದಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರವೇ ಉಳಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಸ ಚಿಗುರೊಡೆಯುವ ಸೊಗಸು ಮರಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರವೇ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಈಗ ಆಕಾಶ ಕೊಂಚ ಹತ್ತಿರವಾದಂತೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತಿದೆ. This is a creative translation by Nia. Tree. Must we wait for those who have left only their footprints? Shuffled leaves fall into the roots of a tree. A leaf slod and then another leaf. A day shed, dry rustle. Unstuck matter scattered in the front yard. Happy skinned branches. Their bristles coming. Only the tree knows the crisp joy of this new shoots, and that the sky is much nearer.
Right.
Can you please?
I'll also, yeah, I will read a short poem. This actually is something I wrote from my Welsh memories. Shan took me to some mountains, the Snowdon. There were some windberries, and she told me how she remembered her mother spent the whole day collecting windberries in their childhood. So I'll read it. കാറ്റിൻ കായകൾ കാറ്റുമ്മ വയ്ക്കുന്ന കുന്നിൻ പുറങ്ങളിൽ അറ്റമില്ലാത്ത കരിങ്കല്ലലകളിൽ കെട്ടുപിണഞ്ഞും പരന്നും കിടക്കുന്ന ചാരനിറമുള്ള പൊന്തകൾക്കുള്ളിൽ കടന്നു കുന്തിച്ചിരുന്നോരോ കരിമണിക്കായയായി നുള്ളിപ്പറിച്ചെടുക്കുന്നവൾ മക്കൾക്കു മഞ്ഞുകാലത്തു വിളമ്പുവാൻ. എന്തു കരിനീലയാണാ വിരലുകൾ, എന്തൊരു പൊന്നിൻ ചുരുൾമുടി, വാടാപ്പകൽ ചന്ദ്രനാമുഖം, കറ്റുപോലവൾ പൊന്തയിൽ ചേർന്നുപോയെന്നു തോന്നുന്നു, കാണുന്നില്ല, അനക്കമില്ല, ഒറ്റയുമില്ല.
Wow.
It is translated by A.J. Thomas. Dr. A.J. Thomas, you know him, no?
Yeah, Thomas, who lives in Delhi.
Windberries. Windberries is the title. On hill slopes where the wind kisses, inside great thickets that spread about, tangled up together on unending waves of granite, she enters. Sitting on her haunches, she picks each dark little globe of fruit, one by one to feed her children in the winter. Darkest blue are those fingers, the golden hair in curls, the face a day moon that never fades. It seems she is stuck to the thicket like the wind. She cannot be seen. It's all still and silent.
Wow. Now I remember Sean has written a poem about your mom in the kitchen.
She has.
And she read that beautiful poem for you in Kavya Sanjay recently when she was around. You couldn't make it to that edition.
She was so obsessed with the kitchen knife, which my mother kept as a treasure in the drawer.
Yeah.
I don't know, but she wanted to write a poem on that. The kitchen knife, which is, it is worn. Its edges are so worn from use.
Yeah. And like when I stayed in Wales,
in her home,
in Wales with Tamara, and we used to cook Indian food. And Nia took me to a Asian shop where you get all this stuff. There must be a Pakistani, Sri Lankan, Asian some shop. It's quite a big shop where you get everything. And part of this project was also learning cooking, and eating food. Food was a major thing. When we performed in One Shanti Road, a gallery space, when Nia came to Bangalore, there was a series of performances that I had organized. And one was with the British Council, then Srishti Institute of Art, Design and Technology. Actually, with their collaboration, we made 3 films called Interversion 1, Interversion 2, Interversion 3. All 3 are available on YouTube. There's a lot of activity. When we did it in Shanti Road, it was an art gallery. Our performance was a visual art performance where we put up poetry and performance in the gallery space. So we began with cooking and ended with serving food to people. Yeah. And the whole thing was like a journey through poetry, through experience, through taste of poetry, taste of food and things like that. It was really, really a memorable experience in India, whatever we did. Yeah.
And when Shan came here, she was carrying. So she came with her child inside her belly, he's already, 2 years old.
Yeah, smart little fellow. I met him recently. He's so good.
I always think when he comes to India later on, he will love the curries because he already knows what the smells were like.
Yeah.
And he will. I have a hunch that he will like Malayalam also as a language because he has heard it a lot from his mother's stomach.
I know. Now talking about that, I have taught him a little song, a boat rowing song, in Kannada. Continue, please. You have to continue.
Shan and I actually spent the time around. We went to the market. She loved the fishes. She wrote something about that also. We went for some readings with friends, and some of our Malayalam poet friends came, and we had a day and a night together reading. It was formal, informal kind of a session, but it was an only poet session, which we really enjoyed. We went to the seashore at the night, the beach at the night when the catch was coming. We ate from the restaurants, the villages. We met a lot of people. So that's how we spend our time here. We also spend some time reading with the students of literature and writing. That's how it was.
Yeah, actually, Mia also did a class with Srishti and did a workshop at Vanchanti Road with younger people, younger poets and students. And yeah, I think this collaboration is very important. Literature Across Frontiers has been doing this since many, many years. And this was something different and very special between people. And yeah, it's so nice to be part of this kind of project. What do you think? And two of us, I want to say that we have been friends since ages, and we have been going together to many, many literary events and sharing stories, sharing experiences.
It is, because we are poets. As we know, all of us know, is a language art. So we need to, if at all we are to do anything in our own art, it's important, but that we don't stand alone.
Yes.
We are not standalone entities. Our independence, our creativity is very much dependent on how we hold hands with other languages, other people, its cultures. How do we explore in other terrains and territories?
Yeah.
After all, it's a language of, it's an art of sound. How your ear, your skin is going to respond.
Body, everything.
To its,
I know.
that part.
Yeah.
So it was, who I was before this and who I am as an artist after this. There is a change.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
am
it is very important for us as poets and artists to realize that we can move forward only when our partner is there. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense if you don't collaborate, if you don't relish the collaboration and cooperate with it. And I think Literature Across Frontiers brings us this kind of an experience, which is memorable all through. And all the workshops we have really enjoyed. And
we are really grateful to Alexandra and LAF and what they are doing continuously. Even in difficult times, they continue to do that.
And not just that, they still keep in touch with us, and they follow us, and they attend our events, and it's very nice. They are such good friends of literature and poetry, I tell you. Poetry is something, which is hardly supported. People say everybody writes poem, you hear, but the support, support that you get.
So true.
You have to be there. And that is something which LAF is doing. And I also want to thank Hemant Divte, who has published this. Such a wonderful book.
Only someone who loves poetry
can do this. Poetry wala. He's a real poetry wala. Thanks, Hemant.
Thank you, Hemant.
Thank you, Hemant, for this lovely piece of thing for us, which also has
it's beautifully produced, Mamta. When I saw, it's beautifully produced.
Well designed, beautifully produced. And guys, if you don't buy this book, if you can't read this, you will really miss something. And the series of this books by LAF, published by Hemant, go ahead, open it, and there are many hidden stories which you would love to see, you would love to hear, you would love to go through. Now I would like to read a poem which I translated from Nia. It's called Underbelly. Ketchalu. ನಾಲ್ಕು ಕೆಚ್ಚಲು ನೇತಾಡುವ ಧಾರಾಕಾರ ಮೊಲೆ ತೊಟ್ಟು ನಾಲ್ಕು ಅಕ್ಕ ತಂಗಿಯರು ಹುಣ್ಣಿಮೆ ಹಾಸು ಆಕಾಶದ ತುಂಬ ಎಳೆದೆಳೆದು ಎಳೆದೆಳೆದು ಹಾಡಿದ ರಾಗ ಹರಿವ ಹಾಲು. If you want the original, it's here in this.
I'll read a poem written by Shan, which I have translated into Malayalam. It's about folding blankets in winter. And it's very similar to folding saris in summer in my place. And in fact, she later on wrote a poem, a pair poem on folding a sari in a monsoon gap. And we did really, we did a lot of folding exercises for saris together. എന്റെ കുടുംബത്തിലെ സ്ത്രീകൾക്കൊപ്പം അവരുടെ അടുക്കള മുറ്റങ്ങളിൽ ഞാൻ കമ്പിളി മടക്കാൻ കൂടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. എല്ലായ്പ്പോഴും രണ്ടാളുണ്ടാവും, പുല്ലിനുമേലൊരു കൂന പിന്നെയും കിടപ്പുണ്ടാവും, പുല്ലാരെയും നോവിക്കുകയില്ലല്ലോ. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞങ്ങൾ ചിലന്തികളെ വലിച്ചു നിർത്തിയ കമ്പിളിക്കുള്ളിലേക്ക് ഓടിച്ചു വിട്ടു. പണിയെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു ഞങ്ങൾ ചെയ്തിരുന്ന ആ പ്രവൃത്തിക്കിടയിൽ തുണികൾക്കിടയിൽ തിരഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് ഞങ്ങൾ ഓരോന്ന് തമ്മിൽ പറഞ്ഞു. പഴകി അഴിഞ്ഞ തുന്നൽപ്പാടിൽ ചാട്ടുള്ളി നോട്ടങ്ങളാൽ വാക്കുകൾ പിടിച്ചെടുത്തു, ഭദ്രമായി മടക്കി വെച്ചു. നല്ല ഉപദേശം പോലെ, ഭംഗിയുള്ള തലയിണകൾ പോലെ. പുല്ലിനുമേൽ ഞങ്ങൾ പരസ്പരം പലതും പഠിച്ചു. രണ്ട് അമച്വർ തായ്ച്ചി അഭ്യാസികളെ പോലെ കാറ്റിനൊപ്പം പഠിച്ച് പരസ്പരം ചരടുകൾ വലിച്ചു. മടക്കുമ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ തോന്നലുകൾ ഇടം കൈയിൽ നിന്ന് വലം കൈയിലേക്ക് മാറ്റി. മടക്കുകൾ പോലും മടക്കി തങ്ങളിൽ പായ്മരം നീക്കി. കോണോട് കോൺ വലിച്ചു നിർത്തി ഒന്നിച്ചു ഞങ്ങൾ രണ്ടു മനസ്സുകളുള്ള മഞ്ഞുകാലത്ത് കുപ്പായ കൈകൾക്ക് കീഴെ വെക്കാനുള്ള കൈലേസ ചെറുചതുരങ്ങളായി മടക്കുന്ന ഒരൊറ്റ രാക്ഷസ സ്ത്രീയായി.
Wow. Yes, the translation is available in the book. And
It is.
I would also want to remember that we attended a few festivals in India, you know. One was a festival in Orissa and then Hyderabad Literature Festival. And during that time, two other poets from the project joined us. Rees and Avner, that pair joined us in Hyderabad Literature Festival. And it was, again, you know, it was all four of us. I had designed performances, which reminds me of Hey, where you, me, Sean, and Nia, four of us, actually, we had designed a performance and we did the performance. And I think we should remember Hey a little bit. Hey on Why was a festival
Yes.
full of fun. And that's where I met,
yeah, full of buttercups when we went.
Yes. I
remember that, the yellow flowers.
Yeah, flowers. And we were just, before this, we were thinking and we were talking about the Hey story, you know, story of the village, Hey and Why, which is called Makkah of second-hand books right now.
Exactly.
I want you to share that story because we heard this story from a local guy in the pub after the festival, you know. Can you just tell us that story again?
Yes, because after the reading, Shan and I were going around the village and I saw a lot of, you know, banners, displays telling 40th year of independence. So I was so curious. I asked, independence of what? Because it's 70th year for India, and what about Wales? What is happening? And then a bookshop person told us the story of Richard Booth, and he's declaring in, you know, on the 1st of April 1977 as the monarch of Hay. He declared Hay as an independent country, province or whatever, and he the monarch.
But that the whole imagination of declaring Hay as an independent country itself is something
that is what creative boldness.
Yeah.
He creatively bold jester. No, he was not an eccentric. He is perceived as an eccentric, but what he actually did was, you know, more visible in the years to come, that this village of Hay, the small town of Hay, transformed itself into a book hub and resisted the larger net of market forces, and it became a self-sustained local economy, which I think you know, is the whole world, all small places in the world wants.
Yeah,
where the future lays is what I think.
I know.
So that was a beautiful.
And when you are under the oppression of larger, bigger, authoritative states, you know, these kind of little images that trigger here and there really gives so much of strength to everyone. This
It
is
does.
beautiful. Anita, can we just do one last thing in this before concluding the video? Can we, as usually we perform, you know, can we simultaneously read a poem?
Why not?
Malayalam and
Let the
Kannada?
languages mix. Yeah.
We mix the languages. So we will
So
simultaneously.
how do we do it? We read together or we do
We read
one
together.
after another?
No,
Together.
let's read
Wonderful.
together. Okay.
Okay.
So which
Okay.
poem do you want to choose? Can you show me the poem?
Muddi Murichaval, which is one who cut her hair.
Okay.
It's about a woman
So
we met in the
then I will choose this Bagara Bengan Mattu Beladingaluta.
Okay.
Shall we begin?
Let us.
Bagara
Muddi
Bengan
Murichaval
Mattu
അവർ
Beladingaluta.
വീട്ടുമുറ്റത്തു നിൽക്കുകയായിരുന്നു.
1 kilo
4
ಕೊಳೆವ
പതിറ്റാണ്ട്
ಗುಂಡು
നീണ്ടു
ಬದನೆಕಾಯಿ
മുറ്റിത്തഴച്ച മുടി
ತೊಳೆದು
മുറിച്ചതേ
ಅಂದವಾಗಿ
അതിന്റെ
ಕತ್ತರಿಸಬೇಕು.
ಅಂಗಲಾപ്പിൽ അവർ ഞങ്ങളെ
ತಲೆ
നോക്കി
ಕೆಳಗು
മുടി
ತೊಟ್ಟು
മുറിച്ചത്
ಹಿಡಿದರೆ
നന്നായി,
ಕಮಲದ ಹೂ
ഇനി കഴുകി
ಅರಳಿದಂತಿರಬೇಕು.
ഉണക്കണ്ടല്ലോ, ഇനി ചായം
ಉಪ್ಪು,
പുരട്ടണ്ടല്ലോ,
ಹುಳಿ, ಖಾರ,
ഇനി ചീകാനും
ನಾಲಿಗೆಗೆ ರುಚಿ
വെട്ടാനും
ತಕ್ಕಂತೆ.
മെനക്കണ്ടല്ലോ,
ಉರಿದು
നന്നായി
കടಲೆಕಾಯಿ
നന്നായി,
ಮೇಲೊಂದಷ್ಟು
അത്
ಎಳ್ಳಿನ
നന്നായി.
ಪುಡಿ
ഞങ്ങൾ
4
പറഞ്ഞു,
ಮನೆಯಾಚೆಗೂ
നീ എക്കാലവും മുടി
ಮೆನ್ನುವಂತೆ
നീട്ടിയവളായി എനിക്ക്
ಕಾಂದೆಣ್ಣೆ
മരിക്കണ്ടല്ലോ,
ಒಗ್ಗರಣೆ
നന്നായി,
ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಜೋಳದ
അത്
ರೊಟ್ಟಿ
നന്നായി. ഞങ്ങൾ
ರೆಟ್ಟೆ
പറഞ്ഞു,
ಬೀಳುವ ಹಾಗೆ
ചന്ദന
ತೆಳ್ಳಗೆ
ചാരമുടിയിഴകളോളം തുള്ളിയിരുന്നിരിക്കണം,
ಕುಡುಂ
ചൈത്യമാസത്തിലെ വെയിൽ
ಚಂದ್ರನ
ഒപ്പം
ತಣ್ಣನೆ
തുള്ളിയിരുന്നിരിക്കണം.
ಬೆಳಕಲ್ಲಿ ಉಸ್ಸೆಂದು
നായ്ക്കുട്ടി
ಅಡಿಗೆ
മാറി
ಮಾಡಿದ
നിന്ന്
ಆಯಾಸ
വിഴിച്ചു നോക്കുന്നു.
ಗಾಳಿ
ഭർത്താവ്
ಬೀಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ
ചെമ്മരിയാടുകളുടെ രോമം
ನಾಳೆಗೇನೆಂಬ
മുറിച്ചുവിടുന്നു.
ಚಿಂತೆ
കുട്ടി പാട്ടുപാടുന്നു. മുടിയഴിച്ചിട്ട
ತುಂಬಿದ
ഭൂഖണ്ഡത്തിന്റെ തെക്കേ
ಮತ್ತೆ
മുൻപിൽ നിന്നവരെ
ಹುಣ್ಣಿಮೆಗೆ
കാണാൻ
ಮತ್ತೆ
ചെന്നതായിരുന്നു
ಹುಣ್ಣಿಮೆಗೆ 1 ತಿಂಗಳು
ഞങ്ങൾ.
ಕಾಯಬೇಕು. ವಾವ್.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Anita. Thank you,
Thank you, Mamta.
Alexandra.
Yes.
Thank you, Elea.
And Shan and Mia and
John and
everyone.
Mia, thank you everyone who have been part of this project. And we love this book. You will love it. Buy it and read it. Thank you very, 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 very much.